Well, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is facing 2 lawsuits in relation to his decision to indict Donald Trump. In April, Bragg hit Trump with 34 felony counts related to falsifying business records in the first degree. Trump pled not guilty to this indictment in early April and continues to maintain that this was a political witch hunt to stop him from running again for the presidency in 2024. This indictment made Donald Trump the first former or sitting president in US history to face criminal charges. To take you back, what these charges are in relation to is allegations that Trump repeatedly made false statements on New York business records and caused other people to do so too. Alvin Bragg claimed during a presidential election campaign the former president falsified business records with the intent to defraud in an attempt to conceal another crime. These charges were also in relation to a $130,000 payout to porn star Stormy Daniels to ensure her silence about an alleged affair with Mr. Trump, a situation we know as catch and kill to stop a bad headline from happening. This payment was made by Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen, who was jailed for 3 years for violating campaign finance laws, but maintains that Trump ordered him to do it. While it's not illegal to pay hush money, the charges allege that he falsified business records. But why is Alvin Bragg now being sued himself? Well, these are in relation to failing to comply with the state Freedom of Information law. The first lawsuit comes from the Heritage Foundation, which is a DC-based think tank. It's suing Attorney Bragg over suspicions he or his office coordinated with the Department of Justice, the White House, and a Democratic lawmaker in order to eventually lead to Trump being charged. The filing read, "Regrettably, these questions have not been met with answers. These reports have raised concerns in many circles based in large part upon the long-standing history of President Trump's political opponents coordinating their activities to systematically weaponize the criminal justice system against him and thereby pervert the course of justice." The same think tank filed another lawsuit about calling for Alvin Bragg's team to release certain documents under the Freedom of Information law in relation to pro bono assistance potentially done with major specialist law firms in the investigation. But according to the Heritage's Mike Howell, Alvin Bragg claims he cannot hand over the documents. He told Fox News Digital, "The fact that we have to file a lawsuit against Bragg, who says he can't produce these records and says he doesn't have the systems to do so, is proof positive of another dual standard of justice at play in this country. You have a weaponized actor who's going after the former president on a loony theory about his document retention, whereas the DA can't even keep his own documents, and it's in violation of the information laws he is bound by. He's a hypocrite. He's wasting an exorbitant amount of New York's taxpayer dollars to defend this now and delayed and obstructed when he could have just turned it over." Take a look at the Manhattan District Attorney's press conference from early April when he laid out the charges against the former president, who is still the Republican frontrunner in the 2024 presidential election.
Less than 2 weeks before the presidential election, Michael Cohen wired $130,000 to Stormy Daniels' lawyer. That payment was to hide damaging information from the voting public. The participant scheme was illegal. The scheme violated New York election law, which makes it a crime to conspire to promote a candidacy by unlawful means. The $130,000 wire payment exceeded the federal campaign contribution cap, and the false statements in AMI's books violated New York law. That is why Mr. Trump made false statements about his payments to Mr. Cohen. He could not simply say that the payments were a reimbursement for Mr. Cohen's payments to Stormy Daniels. To do so, to make that true statement, would have been to admit a crime. So instead, Mr. Trump said that he was paying Mr. Cohen for fictitious legal services in 2017 to cover up actual crime committed the prior year. And in order to get Michael Cohen his money back, they planned one last false statement. In order to complete the scheme, they planned to mischaracterize the repayments to Mr. Cohen as income to the New York State tax authorities. The conduct I just described and that which was charged by the grand jury is felony criminal conduct in New York State.